Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Facebook, Apple, and Amazon on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames using technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, if you're looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Best in the business, been using these guys for years. If you're an active trader looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com. All right, so let's get into Facebook daily chart. We had 13 million on the day, 1.37% up, or $2.52 green. We did talk about this pattern here, macro or micro bull in a macro bear setting. As long as it stayed below this bar, it was a little more bearish. We talked about it filling the gap, getting above the all-time high, and then basically a little bit of follow through. So we got the follow through today. We had a little bit of a topping tail, so I want to see where this thing closes next week. We have this trend line connecting the highs. We've been in this channel now just slowly going up, making higher lows, which is good, which is bullish. We got back above the MAs, which is bullish, and now we're starting to see a little more follow through. I have a little more areas of resistance up here around 188.36, 192.39, 195, and then the 200 even number. Guys, markets are breaking up on light volume and hopes and dreams on the tax reform, and just be careful in these markets. It's starting to get a little bit euphoric. And these stocks are just running and running and running. On what? I'm not quite sure. If anybody knows, send me an email. Let me know your thoughts. But anyways, starting to break out here. But we are in this channel, so this is big for this one. I want to see the weekly close next week on Friday to see if this was real. But what a hell of a move, though, guys. 176 to 186, a $10 move. Not a huge percentage-wise, but hey, take that green any time of the day, and let's see what happens. Bulls seem to be in charge, filled the gap. Everything else, what can I say, guys? Right now, we're at the top of this trend line. Let's see if we can get through there next week, which at this point, why not? What the heck? 200 would probably be the price target. Let's see if we could get up there. And for the bears, if you're in shares on this one trying to short this thing, then you're okay. Just hold on tight. If you're in puts, you're kind of screwed. So at this point, no puts. If you want to write calls, though, we did write calls on Facebook today. So we are starting to write calls across the board on a lot of these tech stocks. We're going to see what happens going into earnings, or did they all run up into earnings and then collapse? So we're going to see what happens with Facebook. On the weekly chart, did exactly what we needed it to do. If you're bullish, you got above this high, 184.05 or so, 186, and then actually, let's see here. Where was that? Yeah, 184.05 was the old all-time high, and then boom, we closed above it. We got out of this slightly bearish pattern here. When we were down and sideways, it was starting to get that. That's an inside bar bearish pattern. I told you guys we needed more time. We didn't get it. Popped up, closed above this. So let's see if we get some follow through next week on the weekly. If this thing just stays stagnant, then we'll watch this from our sideways grind. 20 MA curl it. You know, the trend is your friend until the end, guys. So every time we get below here, seems to come up and just take off again. A little bit of choppiness pattern above the 200, the 50, and the 20 MA, and then boom, we're taking off once again on Facebook. But guys, again, nothing wrong with these charts. Just make sure you trail these stops, and you don't want to get into a traffic jam, and next thing you know, this clicks over, and then next thing you know, it's a $110 stock. Not that dramatic, but you never know, guys. We are way overdue for some selling. So, all right, let's get into Apple. Apple, same thing. We got this great weekly bullish pattern, guys. I'm going to pull off all these drawings here, but look at that. Up, sideways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks coiling. If this one doesn't start to move up in the next week or two, guys, watch for this one to come in very nice. Maybe on earnings or so, but this pattern here on the weekly above the MAs, this thing's setting up for a rocket ship, guys. Let's see if it happens. A lot of times, these patterns at all-time highs will fail. So watch for that. But weekly chart, nothing wrong. Going up, 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 up. This one also has an upsloping trend line, which I don't, which is okay. You could draw it here or that's where we stopped. But the other thing on this one, let's go to the daily. We had 23 million, 1.14% up, or almost $2 green on a day. But we filled the gap today. You can see it on the 60-minute a little bit better. So we filled this gap right there, and we closed a little bit below it today. And even this says 60-minute has a great bullish pattern on the horizon. The daily chart, though, daily chart, we talked about this. You know, this is what these things been doing pretty much. They come down, then they catch the bid. Come down, catch the bid, try to make the all-time high. Come down, catch the bid. We did get back above the 20, the 50, the 200. It is in a bullish stance. We did fill the gap. Came back a little tiny bit. So let's see if we get a pattern. Or the best part is, guys, I'll probably gap this thing up over all this on Monday, Tuesday, and get Apple going. If Apple goes, everything's going to the moon, guys. So this is great consolidation sideways. Little choppy sloppy, but nothing crazy. But man, guys, hats off to the bulls. This thing just keeps going. It reminds me of 2000, reminds me of 2007. Everyone was, oh my gosh, this thing, everything just keeps going. Just stay alive. How about that? Just stay alert, I should say. Because at any moment they pull the plug and next thing you know, we're going down. So, yes, I am a bear. I've been a bear for a while. And these markets just keep going up. But it's okay, guys. We do individual equities. We get the pullbacks. We get out. Let it go up. We short again. I cannot go long at the all-time highs on anything. I just don't do it. So daily chart, again, you're back above the MAs. You filled the gap. You got to get above this gap, guys, if you're bullish. And this trend line here and recapture this high at 177.20 and then keep this thing motoring. You're looking at 180. 185, 190, and then, you know, the 182.50, stuff like that. But right now, 180 will be your big number. But coming off this base, this thing could terrorize that number. Let's go back to the weekly. Weekly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks sideways above the MAs, but we're in this trend line. Let's see what we get come next week and see what the close is, because it's got to get going, guys. If it doesn't, if this pattern fails, we will be coming down here, start filling it, going to the gap window, gap fill down in here. I promise you. All right, let's go Amazon. Amazon starting to rip. Weekly chart, same thing, up. This was a slight inside bar bearish pattern above the MAs, but lo and behold, guys, just keep this thing going. Why not? So we close at the all-time highs for the most part today. And we'll see where this thing goes on next week. So far, it's breaking out from this bullish pattern. It's micro bear here, not playing out at this point. But we'll see how much this leads us into Friday's close next week and see if this can continue higher. Amazon was up 1.62% or $19.55 green on okay volume, 3.5 million. You can see us picking up a little bit here as we're grinding higher. One thing I noticed, though, they closed it below the all-time high, and today they gapped it up above, of course. You know, why deal with the big resistance when you could just gap it up in the morning and gap and go, guys? So we had a nice gap and go today, and Amazon just pretty much took off and ripped shorts' heads off. So we wrote calls on this one too as well. We're a little bit out of the money right now, but that's okay. We're out into February on these now. So we'll see if this can continue higher. If so, then we'll keep adding calls, short calls that is, because we're going to play the decay on this. So hopefully we can sit around for a week or two with the markets going into February. I'm going out to February, guys, on these, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of time. But daily chart back again. Yeah, nothing really wrong, guys. I mean, this is what it does. It comes back down, goes up, breaches the all-time high, takes off, comes down, comes up, breaches the all-time high, does it come down one more time, and then come up and just keep stair-stepping up. We are back above the 20, the 50, and the 200 MA, like always. As long as we're above those, guys, everything's good. But this is starting to get long in a tooth, just like the rest of the markets. So be careful in these trades, especially this, guys. You have this thing going from 2015 from $291 all the way to $1,200. That is a hell of a run, guys. That's almost straight up stupid. And target on this would be about $900 if this thing started pulling back. So hasn't had a significant pullback. Well, this one wasn't too bad, but we're due, guys. We're way overdue in my opinion. So just tighten the stops, trail them higher, enjoy the bull run. And I mean, honestly, we could go for another year, 2 years, I don't know. But we're in a 9-year bull run from the lows of 2009, getting a little bit stretched. Let's see how long these guys can keep pushing this thing up. So again, Amazon, nothing wrong. 20, 50, the 200, it's above. Weekly chart has a pretty decent bullish pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to see weekly chart follow through. I want to see a close above 12.50 next week, guys. Another $20 or so, and then possibly higher prices. I mean, setting up going into earnings. I guess everything's going to make a run into earnings, and then hopefully they could push it higher. That's what their belief is, I believe. So we'll watch for that. At this point, I'm writing calls across the board. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Nvidia, and a couple other ones today too. And we're going to try to play the decay on these. And if we have to add a little more, we will. These are markets that just keep grinding higher. And again, I cannot buy or do calls or anything at the all-time highs. I'm sorry. I just can't do that. I'd rather wait for the pullback and then go long and buy the dip. So, all right, guys. So that's Facebook, Apple, and Amazon. Thanks again for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like my videos down in here. So, again, appreciate you stopping by. God bless. See you on the charts.